So all along me I talk, nobody never did really hear. Whoa. So this did realize it was on mute. But look what me I say. Sorry about that, but I had this thing on mute and I didn't even realize it was on mute. But as I was saying, yeah, strong group, very competitive. Yeah, it's going to be excited, coming 2 weeks from now. And I was saying, look, Group B after Copa America is in limbo. Yeah, it's in limbo. All four teams in our group is, you say, having their own problems. They're having their own difficulties in terms when you're talking about, yeah, coaches, when you're talking about players, when you're talking about the system, when you're talking about the fans. Everybody in every fans around these four countries in Group B of this Copa America will have their say. But I must say, Reggae Boys fans around the world, it's not just us. Yeah, it's not just us having issues in our camp. Also, you have issues in other countries, Ecuador, Venezuela, Mexico, of course. Yeah, they're having a whole lot of issues in. And when you're talking about coach, Jamie Lozano, is he out? Can he survive the 2026 World Cup? Can Jamie Lozano survive the 2026 World Cup? Sanchez Felix, a man that just got a point, last year, around a year now for the Ecuador national team. Can he survive for a cycle in the 2026 World Cup that's coming up? I think they're in fifth. They're in one of the qualification spot. If everything should shut right now in the CONMEBOL World Cup qualifying, tournament, Ecuador will get one of those World Cup spot. So can Jamie actually stick it out? Can they ride it out? Will they survive after this tournament? As in this group, both managers are under some really serious problem. Yeah, and in terms of some pressure, not so much on Venezuela, national team with Argentina, Fernando Baptiste, not so much, but there is a little bit of concern, but I'm going to get in all of that. So, as I said, limbo in Group B of the Copa America. So, hopefully tomorrow, this squad that Reggae Boy is going to announce, it doesn't disappoint me at all. I want the best for this country, and I want the best for this national team to represent at the highest level. And you will say, since 98, the two previous Copa America that we have played in, you would say that's the highest level of major tournament that we have competing yet. No goals yet in the Copa America, no points yet. So who will it be? Will it be Mexico? Yeah, will it be Mexico in game one of Group B that we score our first goal in Copa America? We record our first point in Copa America. Let's see, which player will going to go down in the history books for the Reggae Boys to get their first ever goal in a Copa America. So, I'm going to look, as I was saying earlier, when I didn't realize that the video was on mute. The squad is going to be a very interesting one. So many highs and the squad announcement tomorrow from Coach Al Grimson. I'm just hoping the technical staff of the Reggae Boys is really looking over the fence and looking what is really happening to those three teams that we're going to come up against. Video analytics going to be very, very, very powerful, and we're going to have to use up all of the technologies to get around this Group B. Look, the things that happen, in Kingston, in Dominica, in those two World Cup qualifier games. That's why performance is needed in this Copa America. We need to get this stigma away from the national team. Yeah, we need to get the stigma away from the national teams. And you're talking about the two games that we played, poor. I don't really want to go much into that, as that's the past. We're hoping for the best. Yeah, we're hoping for the best. We got 6 points on the board in the World Cup qualifiers. We got maximum. So World Cup qualifiers is next year again. But want to see improvement, and improvement is going to be needed in the next 3 games that's coming up and further on in the rest of the fixtures. If anywhere it stopped in Copa America, that is it. But for the games that we're going to play, we need performance. We need to see something from the players. We not just Coach Al Grimson must get the blame, yeah, about performance. The players them also. Is it that the players them, are not bringing out the coach tactics right? Is it that the coaching staff is not delivering the right messages to the players? Is it that the players are being stubborn? Is it that the opposition teams are finding us out as a group? I don't know, but hopefully 2 weeks from now, or a week and a half from now, we can see that massive turnaround as it's needed. And obviously the big guns expect to be back, but again, injury concern, going up against some powerful teams that, physically strong already, especially this Venezuela team, they are something. The Venezuela team is hiding something. They have something up their sleeve. Yeah, they have something up their sleeve. As the last couple of Copa America, it was a disaster. Even for the last Copa America, for them, they actually have to be playing with C teams, especially during that COVID one that played in Brazil that Argentina won. I think it was 2021. They have to be playing with C teams, so they're preparing really well. So hopefully our technical staff can also prepare this team well. And when I initially heard that Coach Al Grimson said in one of his interviews, I think it was one of the interview on Sportsmax where he was saying that after the Dominica game, the team will come back home and the team will actually get some days off, yeah, and then head out for camp the 16th. I don't know how much these players should get. I mean, they should grant some days off, but at least have some training session under the belt before they actually push out to Houston for the Copa America training camp. Because when we look at the team, there's no chemistry, there's no unit in terms of the gameplay. When you see players getting the ball, it's like players are confused. They don't know what to do. When you look around, the region, local region, CONCACAF, you see like, whoa, why everyone is up to par and each individual know what to do. So training session going to be a very good, important thing coming up. And also, this is the second summer of Coach Al Grimson. Yeah, this is the second summer he is going to have the team. Last summer, it was the World Cup. Yeah, he was getting fine-tuned. The players, just coming off that Argentina game. I think it was a friendly game with Cameroon, send them off to the World Cup. And I remember if there was another game, but just a few games, and then the Nations League against Mexico in the Azteca 2-2. Then boom, the World Cup. So at that time, I was expecting him, to learn what the players are all about. Getting the blueprint of what these crop of players can do, find out their weakness, find out their strength. Get them where you want them to be in terms of on the pitch, chemistry, the structure. Now, this summer is all about we need to see that Coach Al Grimson team. Yeah, we need to see that Coach Al Grimson team. Look at a team that you say a team like Uruguay. Bielsa is just around here since he got appointed for the Uruguay national team. You can actually see what a Bielsa team is want to do. Yeah, his technical staff. He has a very good technical staff. It's some of the same technical staff that he had in the few seasons that he had, the Leeds United team carrying over in the national team at Uruguay. So you can actually see what the Uruguay national team want to do. You could see what their style. You could see the blueprint of each individual know exactly what to do in a Bielsa system. So with our coach, the second summer, yeah, even though it takes time, the national, it's one of the hardest thing, to deliver your blueprint and a squad then a national team because you don't get them every day. You only get them around 7 days, 6 days, especially when you have to play 2 away games or home and away. Not much time on the training ground. So when if you want to be a national manager, or coach, you have to be that genius, how to deliver your tactics as fast as possible because you don't really get much time when he's a coach, especially if you missed out on major tournament. Normally national team only contract you until is that they bring you in to get the team to the World Cup, to get the team win the World Cup, whichever national team you're coaching. If you're coaching one of the top 5 national team in the world, you must deliver something in the World Cup. Else not, you're going to be removed from the national post. So I don't think Coach Grimson is under such pressure as other managers around CONCACAF. Yeah, the Jamaica job is it can be critically harsh in the Jamaican space, but when you look out in the real world, in the CONMEBOL, South America, in the CONCACAF, it's very tough. It's a tough job out there. It's a very tough job. It's hard. You come under heavy criticism. Just like, many, Real Madrid fans have said, look, not just the fans, the players have said, look, this is one of the toughest players to come and prove that, you is a Barcelona player, he's a Real Madrid player because the press, they write about you every single day. So the simple look, pressure I think Coach Grimson is really coming under. I don't think it's really drastic when you're looking at to a Brazil, Argentina, looking to a Group B, Venezuela, Fernando Baptiste, Ecuador, Felix Sanchez, former Qatar national coach, he's under pressure. Jimmy Lozano, the L3 Mexico national team, he's under pressure. He's talking about real pressure. Yeah, but let me get into what I want to get. There's just a few things. Yeah, there's a few things. So going into this tournament, one, the Reggae Boyz, they're gonna need to be strong. That's one already. You're gonna need to be strong because it doesn't matter, when our opponent in this group, yes, there's issues in their camp. Yes, there's issues in their camp, but I'm overly hyped about us playing better opposition teams. Why? We more equipped to play the teams that who rank higher than us. The teams that are going to keep the ball 60 to 70% more than us. Teams that are going to come at us. We more equipped. I think we have that chemistry. I think we have that philosophy already as a team. Defensive unit is very strong. It's very tough. So I think we very good right there. So we're equipped to play those national teams that are going to carry the game at us. Where we have the problem, if this Venezuela team decide, look, they're going to allow us with the ball with more than 50% of the game, then there will be a problem for the Reggae Boyz team. But I know for sure the Mexico team, with the immense pressure that Jamie is under, the Ecuador team with the pressure that Felix is under, he will come at the Reggae Boyz. He want to prove to the Ecuadorian fans, Jamie want to prove to the Mexican fans that, look, I am the right man for the job. I am the right man to lead national team into the 2026 World Cup. So we need to be strong because teams are going to come. I'm not 100% if the Venezuela team, will really give us all that opportunity, to create for ourselves. How these South American, these Latinos team, they always want to be on the ball. If they're not on the ball, they're not comfortable. So one, we need to be strong because the Ecuadorian team is probably, in this group, they're probably the most fittest, the most physical, one of the most athletic, can really come up against the Reggae Boy team. So we're going to need to be strong, to outrun our opponent. What we saw in the game against Damrep and Dominica, it's just unacceptable. When I look on the heat map, of the Reggae Boyz midfield, of the individual heat maps of the Reggae Boyz players, especially in that first game in Kingston, it is poor. Yeah, it is poor. Look at when I even look at the heat map for the Ecuadorian national team, even the Mexico team against Uruguay, Ecuador against Argentina. Yeah, I think Ecuador also play tomorrow. Their heat map for their midfielders, it's all over the pitch. It's non-stop running. It's non-stop running. So we have to, we have to be strong. We have to be strong, and we have to come up against. We're going to come up against it. We're going to have to be running consistently to get even to keep up with the pace. Defending. Make sure that zonal marking. Per man to man, everybody is up to beat. Another thing, we're going to have to outrun these teams. We're going to have to outrun these teams. We have to. Yeah? With we're going to have less possession with the ball. We're going to have to do more running. The opponent, they're going to have more of the ball, so they will do less running. The ball will more doing the work for them. But where it's going to get important for us, when we get the ball in their defensive third, we're going to have to create. As I said, before the last two games that we played, we have played around 14 games, competitive games, and we average, when you're talking about average creative chances per game, we average 2.2 chances what we created per game. And that is not just good enough. That's around 30 or 31 chances that we have created, yeah, in the last 14 competitive games, except the Damer and the Dominica game. So we going to need to produce more in that field, and also our strikers. I don't know, man, but our strikers, they're going to have to produce. They're going to have to produce. We can't depending on we're talking about mistakes, set pieces. We just cannot afford to depend on set piece and mistake from. We're going to have to bring the game. We're going to have to create our own opportunities so we can get. And when we create those moments, hope we can get on the end of it and actually put the ball in the back of the net, as it's very important, especially in the last game. You see so many chances, beating Damrep by a 1 goal margin, beating Dominica by a 1 goal margin, 3-0 up. Unacceptable. We cannot do things like that. Going to a game in this group stage, it's important to score first. Why? Scoring first against these South American teams, especially Central America team, Mexico, you will get more opportunity. Yeah, if you allow them to score first, then you're going to have to probably reshape your structure. You're going to have to come out of the blocks a little bit just to find a little bit of space in their defensive third, so you can get the ball a little bit more. So you can actually get back into the game. But scoring first will put them under pressure. You will create problem. The Ecuadorian team, they have this thing about them. When they go into a game and conceded the first goal, they lose their discipline, they lose their shape, and they have some hot-headed players that once it's not going well for them, it's going to be a lot more easier on the opposition team that coming up against these teams, especially at the Mexico team. Scoring at them is just going to bring back a moment of fever of what happened in the past. And when I listen, to the press, the journalists, even the journalists that are reporting for the Mexican national team, they feared Jamaica. They have this thing that they just don't know what the Reggae Boys will do on the day. It's unpredictable. You just don't know what the temperature the Reggae Boys is going to bring. Is that they're going to be hot? Is that they're going to be cold? So we have that fear factor out there, by different national teams. Just that us as a nation, the players that are going to represent on the pitch have to believe. They have to believe in themselves that, look, we can do this against these teams. The fans have to believe, send out that positive energy that we can do it. Mistakes going to be made, you're going to have disaster, in the performance. It's not going to be 100% at the time, but you're going to have critique. But it's very important to back the team, coach, the players have to believe. You know, so yeah, we have to be strong. You know, we have to outrun the opposition team, as you know, those teams are well-hired machine team. Another thing, organized. We saw that, you know, that's one of the big thing of this Reggae Boyz team that have been improved over, you would say, since the last coach, the last couple of coaches. No, the present coaches, present technical staff, the team over the last year have improved drastically, you know, in their shape, position awareness. So we will organize, you know, the games that we played in the past, you know, in the Nations League. The team is well organized. So I'm not really, you know, I'm not really worried about those, you know, that little thing of, you know, well organized. But one thing I have to say, we're going to create something, a whole lot of nice. And I believe that this national team will get out of Group B. Because when I deeply analyzing Group B, when I deeply analyzing what is really going around the rest of the squad around this Group B, everybody is on their face. Everybody is hoping for the best. No team in Group B is at 80 or 90%. None of the teams have right now. Everybody having their issues. So this is the best time. This is the best time to be playing a Mexico team. Yeah, this is the best time. You know, they're getting their feet sweep off of the ground. I think they play Brazil tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. You know, I think they play Colombia. I think it's Colombia. They play tomorrow. You know, Colombia, the CONCACAF teams, you know, it's not so good. You know, and a lot of media journalists out there, you know, in Central America have been saying, look, the US and the Mexico, they going to get bullied in this tournament, as you know, they bullied the rest of the smaller team in the CONCACAF. You know, they're going to come up against it. You know, so let's see what's going to happen. But hopefully, you know, we can start that trend, and the Reggae Boyz have it to do June 22. Yeah. Another thing, a very important thing, you know, in this group, we're going to have to be very, very good in aerial duels. Yeah. When I look on the Ecuadorian national team stats in terms of how they play long ball, 1, 2, how they get crosses into the box, it is a part of their gameplay. Yeah. And the Ecuadorian team, in their last 4 games, I think they won 2 and lost their last 2. Yeah, they won 2 and lost 2 in the last 4 games, I think. But in those last 4 games, they have averaged 13 crosses per game. Yeah, 4 games, 13 crosses per game. They have 53 crosses in the last 4 games, the competitive games in the CONMEBOL qualifiers and their last 2 friendlies. You know, so I know the Reggae Boyz, when it comes down to us doing that, yeah, getting crosses into the box and getting accurate crosses into the box, that's something that, you know, kind of lack from our squad. You know, I have seen Gregley, I think he have delivered a few crosses. I know Kyle Dixon got one in that Dominica game, you know, on Sunday. But with our physique, with our strength, you know, with our power in the air, we don't do that a lot. But I know for sure our defenders will be coming under it a lot in the next 3 games that we're going to play against these 3 teams. You know, so Mexico team, all those teams been knowing to doing their gameplay on the weight and getting ball in the box, especially Venezuela. You know, with Salomon Rondon, one of the best. You know, Andre Blake, you know, I've witnessed it against him in the CONCACAF Champions League when he went away to play Pachuca. Yeah, Salomon Rondon is a very good presence in the here, and he's going to be very vital in the air. Also, he's going to be an outlet if, you know, the Venezuelan team is on the back foot, you know, to play a little bit direct. They have the players that can go direct to, you know, so it's going to be a mixed style of gameplay from the Venezuelan team. You know, Mexico, you know, they play direct, but they are not so equipped. They're not so equipped. They are not the biggest. They're not the strongest. And I think we should deal with that, and we have been dealing with that. We have played them. We have played them twice last year. So we needed that semi-final Gold Cup revenge. As we shot ourselves in our own foot in that semi-final in the World Cup. We didn't turn up, so we need to turn up in that game coming June 22nd. But moving on though. Moving on a little bit from the Reggae Boyz team. Yeah, moving on from a little bit from this Reggae Boy team. Over the years, the national team, our national team, a lot of people, can arguably saying that you have selection issues, with the national team. Look, it's happening right now in Mexico. That squad that Jaime Lozano started in that Uruguay game a few days back. I didn't watch that game live, because I couldn't get it on cable. Yeah, I couldn't get it on cable when I was in Jamaica. So when I came back up to the US, I watched back the game, and when I started to listen, and then do my little research on the Mexico national team, what is really going on? Because when I I don't know, when I'm in Jamaica, it's like things are not so privileged in your space, in terms of certain TV programs, certain shows on TV, you don't really see stuff like that. But here, when you're in the US, you broadcast to everything, you open up to everything is right in front of you. And watching, Football Americas, watching Football Americas and listening to the Mexican, spoke about what is really going on with their selection. The president is putting Jaime Lozano on a lot of pressure in terms of selection, and it's not his choice of played that starting lineup. Yeah, he didn't start Santi, Jimenez in the game. Chavez didn't start. Is it Chavez? I think Chavez didn't start. Vasquez didn't start. Montes didn't start. Eses Gaya didn't start. I think Arroyo, Jorge Sanchez didn't start. Few of the the Talis Mexican players didn't start in the game, but it was under a lot of media journalist outlet, especially in Mexico, locally. The president of the Mexican national team seems like allegedly, is interfering with selection, and it's not the first I'm hearing stuff like this, but if you is very scared of coaching the Mexico team, that's when you're going to be getting a lot of bad results. You're not going to get the best out of the players, and you're going to start to lose focus. Your mind is just going to be all over the place. So looking at Jaime Lozano, even when he got appointed, just around a year, I think he got appointed in just before the World Cup. The Argentinian Diego Coco was the coach. And a lot of speculation was around, Jamie when he just got appointed. Like, they at the time they wanted, Bielsa to be the coach, and the selection. Bielsa, he want to have it his own way. If it's not the Bielsa way, then you cannot get his service for your national team or your club team. And the Mexico, it's very influenced by the television. I think the television company Televisa, Televisa, their owner, is a part of the big shareholder of Copa America, and actually is a part of the big pie of the Mexico national team. So there's a lot I say in the administration. If you cannot let them have their say, you cannot be the Mexico national team. And I even remember, I think it was, I don't remember his name. I think it's Miguel Herrera. I think it was Miguel Herrera, the coach, that, I think, that's his name, Miguel Herrera. I think that's his name. He was one of the biggest puppet around the Mexican football. But, but look, it's just happening, in the Mexican camp. Jamie doesn't even know his best starting lineup. He left out Guillermo Ochoa, he left out Raúl Jiménez, El Chucky Lozano. He have left out a few big names, and you would say, the Mexico team is slightly on a rebuilding, slightly on a rebuilding thing right now, where they're bringing in a lot of Liga MX players, and you're not seeing so many, locally Mexican players is leaving for Europe, as the price tag is a little bit too heavy, and this is a lot of criticism has been coming from the respective fans that supporting the L3 and supporting the respective club teams locally in Mexico. So so he's under pressure since the Nations League. When they lost that game in Arlington, Texas against the US, he was about to lose his job. Yeah, he was about to lose his job, but he was saved by the bell, by a sponsorship, one of the big sponsors. I'm not going to call that sponsorship name, but he was saved by the bell because that sponsor, yeah, they heavily invest in the Mexico national team, and he is former of an amigo with Jamie Lozano. Best, you say his agent, his manager, one is his advisor. Yeah, they close amigos. So he was saved by the bell there, so he's on his last straw. If Jamie Lozano doesn't get the job done in this Copa America, what happened with the Mexican national team in the last couple of World Cup? Disaster. It's hold on 1 second. Hello? Arvan. Yeah, so Legend, you're live, Say what you want to say.
The question I want to ask you, every Sunday, every weekend, we watch football game. You think the expectation of the national team is too much or is expected? Because maybe what we are looking for, we not get it from the national team somewhere, somehow. I just want to ask you that question then.
If the pressure is too much around the national team?
Yeah, but what I say, like, every weekend, we watch a premiership. I watch different club play. It's like we expect them to play like them other team that we're asking too much, or we should have asked for that expectation of them to see good football or better football or a system where we can really understand. So my question to you think say we expect too much?
I believe, I believe that over the last few years, with these quality players, that's really coming into the national setup, I think the expectation have grown a lot. It wasn't this, the caliber of expectation, especially when, the fans realized that World Cup will be on our home turf here, Mexico, US, and Canada, and then you'll have the three big juggernaut of CONCACAF football will not be in the qualifiers. I think expectations have stepped up, which I can't blame the fans then, because look, since 1990 it was the last time, and this is the best opportunity, to get in a FIFA World Cup. So yes, the expectations have grown. I cannot blame the fans. I cannot blame the media. Let them who is publishing these newspapers and articles around our national team. So it is what it is. It is the game. Football have evolving every day. So you expect expectation going to be a lot. So yeah, the expectation have grown over the last couple of years, especially with these players that's coming in. The Mikel Antonio, the Demar Gray, the Deshaun Bernard. These players that's coming into the team that have gained us a lot of strength. A starting lineup, because if you look, if you take those players out, yeah, the players that came in the Gold Cup, a lot of people have said, look, our national team, it's been weak. It was Junior Flemings at the time. you know, Lamar Walker. So, you know, people are asked for the starting lineup to the starting 11 to get a little bit stronger. And here comes different players coming in, and you know, the thing kind of gets stronger. So yeah, expectations have grown. On to you again.
Yeah, because me as a former player, I don't watch football from outside.
Yeah.
I could have given the past players, I would have said at my time, the excuse for not perform. Now today players are getting everything. So the expectation that I'm looking for in the players, for some reason or somehow, me not get it. Because the transition from defense to midfield to forward, it now come quick.
For this team.
When we get the ball, we now have identity to say.
For this team, right?
To this man.
For this team attacking, right?
Yes.
Yeah, alright, yeah. Continue.
So the ball from defense to midfield to forward, it now come quick enough. And when it come, because football is everything. There's a time for everything.
Yeah.
A time for slow it down, a time for speed it up. And that dictates from the midfield. But we now get the midfield clear there. And my next question to you is, do you think 4-3-3 formation, like everybody or every football team seems to want to use that formation, but they cannot have the players to use the formation? I don't think it's necessary to do it because we have a weakness in our midfield. And I think that if we pull up the midfield more, because furthermore, the coach has a job. And Tony or Bowser, they can't drop Bowser because Bowser, at least Bowser score a goal a game. Unless they're going to play two twin striker with none of them break to the wing and allow the flank midfield or the wing back them for overlap.
Yeah.
And the only way them two man they were able to play because they are natural centre forward.
Yeah.
And they play out of their position at times.
Yeah.
So the coach has to be brave enough to drop one of them.
Yeah.
And get an extra midfielder inside the midfield.
Yeah.
Because the problem still lies in the midfield, you know.
Yeah, definitely. The weakest point in our starting line, the midfield.
And the weakest point and over how long now? I can't believe we have so much coach, we have so much players, and yet still we can't find 4 midfielders who understand the game.
Not even 4. You're going too far. We can't even find 1.
That is a shame, man, because even now, Lower play midfield, but yet still come like there's nobody sitting down or in look on film or midfielder play or have a midfielder to show them how to play the game because it's new team, you know. It's not a position where I play all in life.
Yeah.
They're just sitting there and feeling a gap, even though there is where we want him to play.
Yeah.
But he will understand fully the game because he's able to run all over the pitch.
Yeah, and easy to get dragged out of position. Yeah, and easily to get dragged out of position. You know, his position awareness in the CDM in the 6, it's poor. It's very poor. Very poor. But look, you touched on something earlier and you said, you know, about its style of play, you know. When me come on here and I talk about style of play, I don't really looking for something pretty like a Pep Guardiola Barcelona team or a Bayern Munich team. I'm looking for a well-organized team that have the understanding. So, you know, look, when I was at the National Stadium in Kingston, and a lot of times I've seen the ball gone out wide to Greg Lane, to the wide left, and it's like everybody just stand up on him, you know. And a lot of times, the Greg Lane, I scream at Cephas, I scream at Mikel or Shaman Nicholson, you know, either to come short, and none of the midfielders, you know, are really coming in close for the ball enough. And it seems like whenever the ball is at the wing back position, we don't even know where next to go.
Yes.
We don't have the understanding. And, you know, when the ball go out wide left or wide right, there should be plan A. Plan A is it that the wing back going to open up first with his body, you know, to the touchline, looking down the flank. If that is black, you know, probably Plan B, you know, the inside.
Nico, not to cut you, Nico, not to cut you, but there's an easy play for the wing back, you know.
Yeah.
When the wing back pick up this ball, the left, look on the left side or the right side. All the winger have to do is come inside and give that space down the flank where the centre forward can break out and receive the ball the most easier, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's
when the left midfield or the right midfield stand up over there, them in a line with the wing back, so the one passing up, and it's just right to the left midfield or the right midfield. The right midfield sometimes have to come inside of the midfield and create that space down the wing.
Definitely, you know, what I have seen with the Damrep team, you know, Marcel Navalev, that he's a very good coach. I think we need a coach, but I'm going to touch there with you shortly. But I have seen a lot of triangle passes with the Damrep team. You know, there might not be a lot of penetration where they could have hurt us, but I have seen either that, you know, we press them, but because they always farm in this triangle, whenever they wing back get the ball, there's always an option to pass the ball back. There's always a midfielder, you know, close to him to pass it inside, or the winger or the center forward is right behind that winger. So it's always, you know, the transition to play that triangle, so you easily can get out of any little problem where you're, you know, in around on the pitch. You know, we're just not seeing that. You know, we're not seeing that the players them are more together. You know, and I think that is down to the coach. One, he needs to set that template, and two, the players them need to carry out that tactics and deliver that template on the pitch so they can get out of the dangers. You know, thank God it's Dominican Republic. You know, they are not the strongest in around the ground, but we get out of those games quietly. You know, but the next 3 games it's going to be very tough. You know, but talking about coaching now, when you look around the CONCACAF, yeah,
I want to ask you this. You've been to Jamaica, right? And you went to the stadium or you went to training or support?
No. The time when I went down, I arrived late Wednesday night, and then the next day was a match. So no training.
Let me ask you this. Through the grapevine,
yeah,
we are here. Who is the leader of this national team? What two personal where you hear or you think is the leader for this national? Because to go far in a tournament at all, we need leader. And for me, I watch the football, I don't see the national team have any leader. Leader doesn't mean say, are you have to put in the tackle, are you have to head the ball, or you have to score the goal. Yeah. We need a leader where know the game, know when we're ready to push, know when we're ready to come behind the ball, dictate the game, all these things. Yeah. Do you see any?
All right. You know, one thing kind of struck me when in the game. What happened when Kaim Dixon came on the pitch? Yeah, in the second half, I think it was the last 15 minutes of the game. The only player I've seen went over to Kaim Dixon was Bobby Reed to give him some instruction. Yeah. But talking about that real true leader from minute 1 to minute 90, I don't see what they have said. Yeah, you know, Boyz is very vocal in the dressing room. You know, Leon is very vocal in the dressing room. Dana is very vocal in the dressing room. But when I watch the team live, I don't see enough leaders on the pitch. I don't see on the pitch. You know, you can be the best of leaders behind the scene, but when you talk about leadership on the pitch, I don't really see it a lot. You know, what I have seen players throwing hands amongst players, you know, when they not get the ball, especially when, you know, Mikel Antonio is running in or come short for it, you know, he have thrown his hand up in the air towards his teammates, you know, and there's nobody seems that, you know, is having the balls to talk to the players like, look, this is what, you know, when I really see that, you know, like when you watch players back in the days and they play like Reggae, is a very good leader on the pitch, you know, he stamp his class on the pitch. You know, I don't really see that with this Reggae Boy team.
Yeah, we don't say player clap team, we don't say people draw people jersey, we don't say player push people, we don't say that vocal this man, we don't say that man they pointing finger, we don't say that man they do this way.
Yeah, we're not really much. It's happening, you know, but we're not see consistent way. Cause boy, you know, to get over the line in the World Cup qualifier, you need to be having a lot of leaders on the pitch. And even our goalkeeper, you know, Andre Blake, you know, he's not the best of vocalists, you know, on the pitch. You know, he's kind of quiet on the pitch at times. You know.
And let me say this, Nick. Giving a player to be skipper, it doesn't mean say he must be the disciplinist baller. It doesn't mean say he must play longer than anybody. The coach has to look into the players them over the training ground, over the period of time, and find that leader. Mm-hmm. You can't just give a man leader through him a play a long time. That doesn't work. You can't give a man leader through him a play a long time. If it's not a leader, that can't work. I have no problem with a goalkeeper being a skipper. But at the same time, his vocal from way down the sun to reach up there, so it's too far. Yeah. We need other leaders for the football field, from goal to defense to midfield to forward.
How was Barrett and Aaron Lawrence back in the days? You know, was they like this? Like, you know, were those players like...
I leave the national team long before them. I don't know them, but I know about Spider-Man. I know about other goalkeeper before 98. Okay. Who vocal behind in the goal. Yeah. But there wasn't any leader at the same time.
But one thing though, Blake consistently lead the team in terms of keeping the team in the game. You know, you can give him that. You know, just by keeping us in the games at times, you know. But you need other players. So if Blake are the goalkeeper, where you know, so field leadership, where we're gonna bring up on the pitch, have to keep us in the game. That's one. We need something else from somebody different on the pitch.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. Low could be that person.
No, you know, yeah. But you know what the thing. You know what the thing with Low, you know. I love Damian Lowe when he put on, you know, the black, green and gold. I think he run through brick wall for us. But I think he needs to control his emotion, his hunger. Sometimes you know, he want to do it. He want to do the job so badly. You know, sometimes he even forgot to do the simple basic and get the simple basic done, and then get the game plan done after. You know, so emotional. You know, he's very emotional player when he's playing for the Reggae Boyz.
I understand that because I was one of them type of player then. But what he's doing, it has to come from other players. When they see him going on a motion there, you have to say contain, you have to say all kind of thing out on the football field. You can't just watch him and go put himself in a danger on the team and you not say nothing. Yeah. It's like you give a man a ball and you not tell him to turn. Monday night back and come and you not tell him nothing. Yeah. It's the same way with Lowe.
Yeah.
And the players have to see the danger early.
Yes.
Defender with day night back now, we are seeing after shout him early.
Yeah, yes, definitely. You know, we need that person if you talk to Damian Lowe in the midfield. You know, and it can, you know, you have players probably can't be scared of him, you know, because of who he is. You know, he's present around the team. That, you know, something you forgot that. Look, you can talk to him as a teammate. Like, look, Nana, you're leaving the defensive area a lot too much times, and the spaces are open up too much. But look, move on a little bit from the leadership though. The court. You think that when you look on Tapper, Paul Schaefer, you know, now, you know, the current coach, Grimson, the Icelandic team, yeah? You think that, you know, the Reggae Boyz team, when you look around CONCACAF, there's so many coaches that in around the national setup, Panama, Costa Rica, Mexico, these men that lead in the national team, they are coach, yeah? They get the best out of the players, and especially look at Panama team, you know, with the Danish / the Spanish coach Christiansen. He's getting the best out of each individual talent in his squad whenever he pick a squad for a FIFA day. And I think maybe, you know, that route is that we can get a very good coach around Coach Grimson, you know, to lead the training session where, you know, they can help set up the team tactically on the pitch with him.
Yeah, I think so too, because people them around him, or what is his setup. And I know say he don't have enough time to do the things we really want to do. But at the same time, he still has time, he still has a demand what he wants to do.
Yes.
When he go on the pitch. And I see so many times players just doing what they want to do for themselves and not the team.
Yeah. And he's sitting on the bench not doing anything.
All kind of thing. People just want to score for them name call and not thinking about the team.
Yeah.
Even when I shot there's always a next pass, the goal score much easier. If we're not coming at the mentality in the mind of professional, because these players are professional. They have to think like professional. They have to play like professional. They have to carry themselves like professional.
Yeah, definitely.
And to stand our national team like mediocre footballers out there. When teams foul, we now get you on the referee.
Exactly. That is the next thing.
When the team gets fouled, we now come up on the team from the yards. All these things is professional football.
Yeah. That is a part of the game too.
And still not, you know?
Yeah. That's a very good point, you know. That's a very good point because whenever we play, Central American team, especially Mexico, I know this for a fact. Mexico and US, every time when Nanalo make some challenge, rational challenge, there's always players in the referee face. Remember this is 3 or 4 challenge now, you know. Gang up. Yeah, man, we need to gang up, man. You know, that is a part of leadership of, bringing towards referee like.
Of course, people are foul we too.
Yeah.
We are playing for our country too. We need a referee for ref the game good. And every time Nandi do something I want our player do, then gang up on the referee. We have to have the same mentality.
Yeah, we have the same mentality.
So the referee forget other people care.
Yeah.
When we think that the foul is rational.
Yeah,
we have to let the referee know, say, yo man, get a man the card or something. A 3 or 4 times don't foul the man one time.
Yeah, we kind of look to the too humble, man.
Everything what the referee give we are do to we.
Yeah, we too humble, you know, we come from that humble background.
We're too humble or we don't understand what professional football is all now.
Yeah.
It's like I watch a TV, and when we don't watch a TV and come in a real life, we do something different. We never see the little things there.
Yeah, that's a massive point, you know.
Let me tell you something what happened. In 19, we got Cuba one year, in the 80s, about 85 or 86 or earlier than that.
Yeah.
And you know the Cuban national people them do it, them come to Jamaica come realize we have about 7 Rasta on the team. I said we got Cuba, you know the man them provide for it, Rico. I Kia Pope, the man them provide for the team, you know, brother. I want men tell them I work on right away, you know, brother.
Yo.
If you look at it, the juice people them giving a Rico, pork oil them on it and sweet, you know, brother. So what may I say, them people here, when it comes to international football, them work on your mental first.
Yeah.
Destroy your mental first.
Yeah. A lot of players even talk about the 98, you know, when they go Central America. Wherever hotel them staying at, you know, you always have the big drum and the party I keep right out of them the hotel, you know. All night. And it even happened, I think, you know, recently with Roma, when Roma played. I think they played Leverkusen, you know, and when Leverkusen went to Rome, the whole Stadio Olimpico, you know, people that must support Roma team stayed outside at the Leverkusen hotel and a beat jump, blaze off some fire rocket, everything just to disturb the opponent. You know, look at even Anfield, when Man City go at Anfield, it's like them boss, you know, at Anfield always get attacked by the fans, you know, just that disturbing scene, that uncomfortableness, you know, for the away team to come to not have an easy ride.
Yeah, man, I'm with Jamaica alone, me say, the opponent, the best of the best, man. The man they give you all a bus for go training and make it broke down all 40 times before it reached the training ground.
Yeah, yeah. I heard Captain talk about something I really like.
Yeah,
Boss.
man.
Captain.
5 minutes from you.
Captain.
Man, take an hour for reach, 2 hours for reach at training ground.
So one, I think it was the 2006. I think it was the 2006 campaign. Captain did an interview, one time, and he said, they had an away game. I think it was in Honduras. They had an away game, and when he went there, Captain is a man. He always went go at the places a little bit early. He went there, I think 3 or 4 days earlier. So when he went and touched down Honduras, he's like, yo, which part the people am I gonna sit down? Which bus I gonna bring around? Which part we gonna stay for hotel? And when them show Captain, say, look, this is gonna be a training base, this is gonna be a hotel, this is how your people man come and sit down. Captain say, so you're gonna bring me up on a bus when I have AC in Honduras where it's 90 degrees every day, and you're gonna make my player them drive over an hour. Yeah? I think this was when before FIFA have that law that every national team, I think you have to be like 30 minutes away from the from the field with the team hotel. And Captain said, look, not under my agenda. This have to change. We need a better field. You get what I say? So yeah, things like that, the people are gonna make you get uncomfortable, boss. And time and time with this humble, mentality that we grew up on, that if you are not humble in Jamaica, they call it you're hype or you're too much of yourself. No, it's not too. You're confident in your abilities. Yeah, man.
So Nico, I asked you earlier about the formation. What do you think about the formation?
Formation. I think with these players that we have with no real natural creative body in that can naturally create for us, I think the 3 at the back can work for us. Why I said that? More than the 4-3-3. The 4-3-3 is a technical setup. It's very technical. You have to have the right personnels, in a starting line to really execute that formation. But you see the 3-5-2, the 3 at the back, it works for us in terms of, players that can cover for each other. You can always have one of the defensive 3 step in the midfield and, try to close on one of the attacking players. So, then you have about 2 players, so it can vice versa cover for each other, and then it will complement our lack of creativity in terms of the wing back. They will always have a wing back in 3 at the back, so they will naturally give us the width, and then you will be like, okay, the front 3, the center forward, the 2 wingers are the 2 center forward are how you want to play. But with the 2 wingers and the number 9, they naturally, especially the 2 wingers behind the number 9 can be, say, Leon Bailey and Demarvey, our 2 best wingers in the team. So those 2 players can create inside. They will have the license to drift inside and create. They will link up with the double pivot, the midfield. Is it Nana Low or someone else? So I think it will allow those 2 main wingers, Leon and Demarvey. But the reason why I call those players name, because they are the most talented players we have on the left and the right in our team, in our selection. So it will complement those players in the midfield, to create more. And the players who on the wing can actually create the width. So they don't have the you would say the discipline to stay out wide. They naturally want to come inside. So cutting and favor the left and right foot, so they don't have that thing, where they can stay outside. But yeah, double pivot inside and those 2 wingers stay in naturally. I think that will complement the lack of creativity. But 4-3-3, I don't think we have the midfield 3 to really play that. And I don't think we have the coach can coach our midfielders to play in a 3-man midfield and a 3-man attack.
That's what I'm saying. I know with the formation can be changed with certain teams.
Yeah, definitely.
The thing is, unless our opponent will now give us much trouble, we can't try.
Yes.
It's a stronger team,
yes,
because we don't have no midfield to stand up to anybody right now.
Yes. Well, our defensive game is really good, so yeah. Our defensive game is really good. So Nanalo and someone else partnership in the midfield in front that back 3, it's a stability in the midfield.
Yeah. But one I think, Nico, where I can understand, the attacking midfielder, then when the ball pumped to Anthony or Bowser, midfield take too long to reach.
Yes.
Once the ball pump,
yes.
the midfield supposed to get there to support the centre forward. It's still lagging back of one.
So that's why the back three is important. You know, the back three actually can spread wide and allow the two wingers to push up probably an extra 10 yards. So they will probably be a little bit more closer into the defensive third of the opponent. And also, you know, the wingers behind the number 9 can actually be closer to the wing backs and also closer to the center forward and actually closer to the combination of link-up play with the double pivot in the midfield.
Yeah, but Nico, this youth is my baller where me ask about a long time and I finally see my play. One name Cephas.
Ronaldo Cephas. Yeah.
Yeah, but Cephas, do you understand he can change wing or come inside sometimes to pick up the ball more than all the time in just stay on the wing? People teach people this thing or people have to know this thing, you know. He can't just play like him a Usain Bolt and run down the wing.
Yeah, he must be a little bit more versatile. Yeah, he must forgot. And you know what the thing? I would love to see, you know, a little interchange sometime with Cephas, you know, play him down the middle sometime. You know, give him a little break from the wing, you know, push someone else. You know, I think this Copa America, I'm looking at a front three, you know, can easily, you know, chop down anyone of Ecuador, Venezuela, Mexico, you know, Cephas, Leon, and Demar Gray, you know, up front. You know, I think that would be a deadly duo up front, you know, where those players can link up. And if we can find a spot for Boyz, I think it will be good. But you don't want the team to be too much top heavy. But what I'm saying though, it's very good what you said, you know, Cephas going to have to be a little bit more versatile in his gameplay, which I think, you know, we're still not playing to his strength. When you have a player like Cephas, there has to be a gameplay where you isolate their wingback with Ronaldo Cephas, where whenever he get the ball, 80% of the time he's 1v1 with the opponent, and you know 1v1 against pace. The attacker will more likely get on the end of the ball at all time over the defender. Yeah, if he's really good. What do you think?
Yeah, but all time happen now, Nico. Yes, when me have a player with a friend of mine named Rowan Palmer. You say anytime the defense roll the ball, give me, and then see me box the ball between my foot and turn, you know me ever drop it over the top. And these type of combination and understanding of one. Anytime them come above the center circle, come high enough, the ball have to drop over the top because none of them can run them down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We over the 18-yard box, it don't make no sense to force them past there. Wait till them come up at the center circle.
Yeah, I think, you know, look.
The midfielder and the forward have to sit down. That's why it's important when Bailey refuses to in a room with a man. It's important for players in a room with each other where they can get to know each other. Oh, you like it. You like it.
Very, very important. Very important. Very important.
It's very important.
That's a band.
Midfielder and forward know exactly what we have to do when we get the ball.
Yeah, you want to create that bond with the players in.
Yes, I need to know 2 or 3 midfielders sit down and talk when we get the ball. You know what I mean? You don't have to look up for Cephas.
Yeah.
You don't have to look up.
Yeah. You know exactly where he's going to be, you know.
Once you're free and get the ball, you must drop the ball over.
He's a deadly attacker to stop, you know. I don't think no team around CONCACAF really have what we have. You know, so that's why I think, you know, the expectation are gonna be so high because the play, legend, you know, like the team we have, you know, is a wicked team we really have, you know. That's why I say, you know, if we can really get a coach, somebody can coach the team, somebody that can.
That's why I said I'm not to Lenny Hyde play for Boyz, but the coach need a player like Lenny Hyde right beside him.
Yeah, I think, you know.
Lenny Hyde have the composure and the way they play. The there, you know.
Yeah.
That team, you know.
Yeah.
If they ever come get that,
yeah.
Them a trouble, man.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, man, but you know, respect for the input, man. You have anything else to say?
Yeah, man, give thanks, man, for the, you know, if you say, two words, you know.
Yeah, I really respect, man. Yeah, keep supporting in the video. I really appreciate the support over the months.
Yeah, man. Watch you, man.
All right, bless up.
Yes, yeah.
People, 1 second there. Yeah, people, so that was the legend, yeah, Donovan Donor, man, you know, real legend of the game. You know, but people, you know, as I was saying, man, look, you know, actually, you see all the Mexican team, they get booed off the pitch. I couldn't believe I was watching a Mexico team, and each time the Uruguayan team picked up the ball, the Mexican fans in themselves, I said, ole, ole, like, boy, I mean, you know, it's so weird what's really going on with the Mexican national team, but let me just get this one more thing out of the way. Yeah, one more thing out of the way, then I close before I close out the stream. Yeah, but one thing though with this Mexican team, one more thing, you know, look, with Alvarez, yeah, you know, Alvarez is that player for the Mexican national team, and when I watched him, what the Uruguayan team have done, I think it was Bentancur. I think it was Bentancur. I think it was Rodriguez. Who else in the midfield? I don't remember what it was. It was Bentancur and Rodriguez. You know, was in that midfield, and what they have done. And that's why I said, you know, video analytic is going to be very important for the Reggae Boy, especially John Wall. That's his job. You know, that is job. Alvarez. Every time when Alvarez get the ball, what the Uruguayan team done in that game, they allow him with a lot of space. Yeah, Alvarez is not the creative body in the Mexican team. You know, Orbelin Pineda, he just couldn't get on the ball. The more creative man in that midfield tree, and they allow Alvarez to do all the build up, all the creativity, and they just disturb. So what I'm saying, you know, you say double pivot, double midfielders, or the three midfielders, whatever it is. In that first game coming up on the 22nd, we need to get someone on Alvarez. Yeah, we need to get somebody on Alvarez and give him that time and space deep in the defensive third, because he's naturally going to go long if you pin and mark out man to man with the attacking players in. Yeah, so that's one thing. But you know, I'm gonna left the rest. I'm gonna left the rest until, you know, tomorrow is the Copa America. Them say the squad had announced, you know. Never really left it, but what me I say still, Venezuela come like them have something up in them sleeve, because Venezuela now playing a friendly. You know, Fernando Baptiste tell the president of the Venezuela national team that, look, we are the things behind closed door. We not allow the media for nothing. So everything that Venezuela do right now, the man them are do behind closed door, because look, the man them are putting so much preparation in this Copa, because they believe this is their era. They believe this is a golden generation of Venezuelan players that's really coming through. Yeah, this is going to be the last Copa America that they're going to have these sets of players really at a very good age, and actually going into the World Cup qualifiers to finish things off strong. As you know, Venezuela is right up there. I think Venezuela is fourth in front of Ecuador as well. You know, so they putting in every preparation what they can do. But it's very surprising that a team that's going to play a big major tournament, yeah, the Copa America, is not having a friendly game public. I think they have something up their sleeve. So watch out, Group B for Venezuela. They're going to become. I think they actually were in our last group. I think they beat us. I think it's 1-0. They beat us. I think it was Abel Hernandez. That was Uruguay. That was Uruguay back then. But I think they were in the last Copa America group and they beat us. So they're going to want to do that as well. But we're gonna get into the rest of stuff then. But you don't know. I have reached around the hour mark and my time I've run out. But really appreciate everyone that really came on the stream, but I have stuff to talk about, the Venezuela and actually Ecuador, but I leave that for another show, I picked that up on another show, especially the Ecuadorian team. I want to touch on some of the stuff for the Ecuadorian team as I have some very interesting things to talk about them, but as I said, the squad, they said 7 p.m., 8 p.m., local time tomorrow in Jamaica. Squad should be announced, the Copa America squad, so I'm looking forward to that, so people, appreciate everyone that came on live, remember to smash the like button. It's very important, smash the like button, as you could see the word. If you like it, you like the product, and give us a like, really appreciate it, but, tie boss, bless up yourself, you don't know how the thing go already, so people, I am out.
No matter where you do, you know, say that we can't stop. We stand up and salute now to the yellow, the green, the black. And make them know, say that we